hate my job. I just wish I had a new one. I don't even know where to look, though. Wait, Craig?
Yes! So you need a new job, huh?
Yes.
Well, I happen to have a list of jobs.
Wait, you do?
Yes! I call it Craigslist. I think it's really gonna take off. You see, people list jobs that they need people to work for. Like here we have cow milker for $5 an hour. It is not worth it at all.
Ooh, what about this one? Jewelry store job for $5,000 a day? I can't turn that down.
Yes, that seems like a good one.
Oh, I'm gonna take that. Thanks, Craig. Hello, I'm here for the jewelry job. Hello.
Hey.
Oh, hey, I'm here for the jewelry job. Is this where you go?
Yeah, you saw the ad on Craigslist, right?
Yeah, Craig showed me.
Yeah, you're not a cop, are you?
No, I'm not a cop.
Well, open your shirt. I gotta make sure you're not wearing a wire.
I'm not opening my shirt. I'm not wearing a wire. I am a chef. Look at my uniform.
Okay, I believe you.
Okay, so tell me, how do you make $5,000 a day?
Well, it's not $5,000 a day. It's $5,000 for one day, because this is a one-time thing.
What?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. I need you to rob a jewelry store.
Wait, rob a jewelry store? I'm not robbing a jewelry store, risking my freedom for how much?
$5,000?
Yeah, for that, no. No, sir.
Okay.
But you serious? Like $5,000?
Yeah.
Like today?
Yep.
By the end of the day?
Yeah.
In my hand?
Mm-hmm.
No jokes?
No jokes.
Oh, I don't know. Wait. Why won't you do it?
Because I'm a dolphin. People are gonna notice a dolphin robbing a jewelry store. There's no way I could get away with that. And also, ski masks don't fit on my dolphin head, but they fit on yours.
You got a point. I guess I'll rob it. I do need the money.
Okay, go rob the jewelry store and bring me back all the stuff you steal.
All right, you got a deal. All right, Chef Pee. All you gotta do is rob a jewelry store, and then you get $5,000 easily. You've never seen that much money in your life. All you gotta do is walk up to the jewelry store, pull the gun out, point it to their head, and say, run it right now. Oh, don't cry. Oh, you want to see your kids again, or do you want your brains splattered against the wall? Okay, maybe that's a little too mean. Maybe I should just go at night where there's no one around. But who's gonna be lookout? Oh, I'm gonna need some help with this, but I don't know who's stupid enough to help me rob a jewelry store.
Sorry, Chef Pee-Pee!
Junior! Junior's perfect! Junior! Where are you?
You're gonna yell at me.
No, I'm not, Junior.
I'm sorry for kicking the soccer ball in the house.
I don't care about that.
Wait, so I can keep kicking it?
No, look, I'm not worried about that. Look, I need your help doing something bad.
You need me to delete your search history?
No, not this time. I need your help robbing a jewelry store.
But robbing a jewelry store? That's illegal.
Shut your mouth. I told you it's bad. Look, you can't talk about it.
Why do you want to do something illegal?
Because I need the money. Look, I'll give you $5, okay?
What, $5?
Yeah, $5.
Make it 10.
What, 10? That's too much.
$10, I'm going to the cops.
No. All right, $10.
Oh, yay, $10.
Okay, I need you to be lookout. You can't tell anybody about it.
What
all
about my friends?
No, especially not your friends.
Why not?
Because they'll tell somebody, and then they'll tell somebody. It'll eventually get to the cops.
$15 not to tell my friends.
God, Junior, you're getting on my nerves. Look, $15. Fine, you won.
Okay, yay!
All right, I'm about to go and get my robbery outfit on. You go and get you an outfit, okay?
Oh, okay. Oh, man, I can't wait to tell my friends.
All right, Junior, you ready to rob the jewelry? Junior, why are your friends here?
Because I told them about it.
Why would you tell them about it? I told you not to tell anyone.
Because you told me to get a robbery outfit. And I said, guys, do you know where to get a robbery outfit? And Cody said,
Robbery outfit? Why would you need a robbery outfit?
and I said, because me and Chef Pee-Pee are robbing a jewelry store.
God, I told you not to tell anyone. Who did you tell?
No one yet, but now we want $15 or else we're gonna go to the police.
God, $15? Look, you can get your $15, but all of y'all are helping me rob this jewelry store. We're all in this together, so if I go down, you're all going down too.
Yay, guys, we're helping Chef Pee-Pee rob a jewelry store.
Stop announcing it!
Okay, so what do we do now, Chef Pee-Pee?
Go and get a robbery outfit, something that disguises your face, okay? And meet me at the mall.
All right, guys, let's go get some disguises and meet Chef Pee-Pee.
Okay.
God, where are they? They're running late.
Hey, Chef Pee-Pee,
Junior, why are you looking like me?
you told me to wear a disguise.
A disguise don't look like me. Now they're gonna think I'm robbing the jewelry store.
You are robbing the jewelry store.
No, I'm not. Look, I know I'm robbing the jewelry store. Go change your outfit.
Well, what am I supposed to wear?
Something black with a mask or something.
Okay.
God.
All right, Chef Pee-Pee, is this better?
Yeah, a whole lot better, Junior, especially because it doesn't look like me. Now, where's your stupid friends?
I don't know. I think they're still looking for disguises.
Oh, my God. We can't wait on them. Come on, let's go. I'm already nervous.
Oh, okay.
All right, Junior, we're going to break the glass, grab all the jewelry, and then run out, okay?
Well, what happens if the alarm goes off?
Don't worry about the alarm. It's going to go off anyway. Just grab the jewelry, okay?
Okay.
All right, stand back. Yes! Grab the jewelry, grab the jewelry.
You're in here.
Oh, Cody!
What, yeah?
What, Junior, why would you give him the outfit that looks like me?
Well, he didn't have a disguise.
Oh, but now I'm on camera.
Oh, look, just grab the jewelry, Chef Pee-Pee. Come on, guys, grab it.
Oh, okay.
All right, Chef Pee-Pee, I think that's all the jewelry.
Stop saying my name. There's cameras.
Chef Pee-Pee, they can already see you. And look, your mask is coming off. They can already see your face.
God, look, if I get caught, it's on you guys. Let's go.
Come on.
All right, guys, we did it. We got all the jewelry.
Yay, we robbed the jewelry store.
Singing so loudly.
I think that went pretty well.
No, it didn't. You're dressed just like me. They're gonna think that I robbed the jewelry store.
You did rob the jewelry store.
I know I robbed the jewelry store. Hey, guys, I'm sorry I'm so late. I just couldn't find the right costume. Oh, where are you guys getting these costumes from?
At smallmerch.com.
Oh, look, who cares? Go into your little kid stuff. I gotta give this jewelry to the guy.
But wait, where's our $15?
Yeah, Chef Pee-Pee, where's our $15?
I don't have the $15 right now.
Wait, then why would you promise us money if you didn't even have money?
I gotta get the jewelry to the guy first. Look, I'll pinky promise you that I'll give you the $15 when I get back, okay?
Okay.
All right, pinky promise. Oh, God.
Well, you forgot the jewelry.
Shut up. Okay, I actually did it. I robbed the jewelry store.
Wow, you actually did it.
Yeah.
I can tell because you get the big cartoon bag of money with the dollar sign on it. Only robbers have those.
Yeah, so where's my $5,000?
Okay, your money's right here. Now you could take the $5,000, or you could take this golden ticket to the Slim Chicken's Chicken Factory.
Wait, what? What's that?
It's a factory where everything's made of chicken. The grass is made of chicken. The trees are made of chicken. There's a chicken river.
I'll take the money.
Okay, you're lost.
Just let me know if you need another job done.
I will.
Oh my God, I did it! I'm $5,000 richer! $5,000 richer!
Hey, Chef Pee Pee, where's our $15?
Oh my God, look, just take $100 and go and split it. Be happy.
Wait, is this all the money you got from the jewelry heist?
Yeah.
Then why are you giving us so little? Why do you get to keep all that?
Because I did majority of the work.
No, we all helped.
No, I actually broke into the thing and got the jewelry.
No, but I was there too grabbing some jewelry.
No, who cares? I did majority of the work. I get to keep all the money.
But Joseph was lookout and Cody was, what'd you do?
I held the bag.
Yeah, he held the bag. Look, we all deserve to get a cut of this money. How much money is this?
It's $5,000.
Okay, and we just split it 4 ways, right?
No!
Cody, what is $5,000 split 4 ways?
$12.50.
No, you're not getting $12.50.
Yeah, we're all getting $12.50. So, Chevy, we demand that you give us all $12.50 or we're going to go to the cops.
No, Jimmy.
No, Cody, no. It's fair. $12.50 is fair. We all want $12.50, so give us $12.50.
You know what, Junior? You got me. You can have the $12.50. I'll take a $100 bill to the gas station and get your change.
Okay, good. That's what we wanted, right?
No, Junior, that's actually less than we were supposed to get.
No, we're getting $12.50.
Breaking news, McKay! A jewelry store was robbed moments ago. The security camera caught this footage of what appears to be a chef and a few other masked robbers robbing the store. If you have seen these individuals, please call 911 immediately.
Hey, that's me. Well, as you.
I'm gonna kill you guys!
Oh, no, calm down, Chef PB. That looks nothing like you.
That looks exactly like me! And the cops could be knocking at the door any moment!
They're not going to be knocking at the door any moment. See, they're going to be ringing any moment.
Junior, you better get rid of the cops right now! Tell them I'm gone! Tell them I'm dead or something! Get them away!
Okay, Chef PB, I'll get rid of them. Hello?
Hey there, is your chef friend home?
Is your refrigerator running?
What? Is your chef friend home?
What chef?
What, you know, the chef that lives here? He's about this tall, wears chef clothes.
Does he have a mustache?
Yeah, that's the one.
I think I know who you're talking about.
How many chefs do you have living here?
Look, I don't think there's a chef here. You should go.
Well, he's wanted for robbing a jewelry store.
Oh, I just saw that on the news. Yeah, I saw about that.
Yeah, so is he here?
Well, what can I say to get you to not come inside the house?
Well, not that, because now I can come inside the house, because that was really, really suspicious.
Well, no, but he's not here, though.
Well, I'm coming in anyway.
Well, no! Chef PB, the cop's inside the house.
I told you to get rid of the cops!
Oh, I tried to, but he's just really smart. Look, you just hide. I'll get rid of him.
Okay.
All right, kid, where's the chef? Quit playing games.
Okay, officer, you twisted my arm. I'll go get him for you. Just wait right here.
Okay.
All right, officer. Here he is.
All right, Chef Pee-Pee, you're under arrest for robbing that jewelry store.
You'll never catch me alive.
Hey, get back here, you!
Ah! I'd stay back if I were you. I'll jump.
No, you don't have to do that. It doesn't have to end this way.
I don't have anything to live for.
Oh, come on. Yes, you do. You got a whole lot of jail time. But then after you get out in like 10 years, it's gonna be really hard for you to find a job. And oh yeah, you got PTSD from prison. Oof, I might want to jump if I were you. But no, seriously, you got a lot to live for. Don't jump.
No, I don't even have a heart.
Oh, come on, don't say that. Sure you do.
No, I don't even have organs.
No, come on, don't say that about yourself.
I'm literally a costume.
Oh, don't be so hard on yourself.
I'm not even Chef Pee-Pee. I'm a costume of Chef Pee-Pee.
Oh, come on, don't say that. Sure you are.
I'm gonna jump.
No, don't do it.
I'm gonna jump.
Don't jump.
Ah.
No. Damn it, I could have saved him. I could have done more. Well, you can't save them all, right? Anyway, I'm gonna head out. Sorry about your friend.
Oh, that's a close one. All right, Chef Pee-Pee, I got rid of him.
I know, Junior. I saw it. Now the whole world's gonna think I'm dead. Why did you have to throw the costume out the window?
Because if he would have arrested the costume, he would have found out it was a costume. So throwing out the window, he'll never know.
But now I can't get another job. I gotta run for the rest of my life. The police gonna come after me.
Well, no, they're gonna think you're dead. So as long as you hide here and work for my dad forever, they'll never know. Just calm down, Chef Pee-Pee. You have $5,000. Now where's my $12.50?
God!
So I recently started using the GroupMe app, and shortly thereafter, I got a random message from a person named Linda. And it said, "Dear user, congratulations." And I thought, just one congratulation? You won iPad from Apple. Instructions, open Safari, go to website groupme.love. Okay, why not? I head on over to groupme.love and it appears to be a site run by GroupMe. It's got their logo and a message that says my phone number has been randomly selected to receive a free iPad Pro. From time to time, we select a handful of GroupMe users to give them the opportunity to receive valuable gifts from our partners and sponsors. This is our way of thanking you for choosing GroupMe. Today is your lucky day. You are one of the 10 random selected users who will receive this gift. And I thought to myself, this GroupMe app is the greatest thing I've ever used. I've only spent like 10 minutes on it and they're already wanting to give me a free iPad. I just need to complete a short anonymous survey, but I needed to hurry because there were only a few gifts available. So I hurried, all right? I said I was satisfied with GroupMe. I said I'd recommend it. I said I liked the service. And then it started checking my answers. And then I thought, why is it checking my answers? Are there wrong and right answers on a survey? Then it said checking stock availability, and huzzah! I could see that there were 2 iPad Pros in stock, and I had 10 minutes to claim one, and if I didn't, it'd be given to another happy GroupMe customer. The only catch is that I needed to pay $1 for shipping. And I thought, I think I can handle $1 for shipping. So I go to hit claim, and suddenly I'm hit with a warning from Guardio saying that this is a survey scam. Now, Guardio is a browser extension that is designed to keep you safe online and warn you about malicious websites and scams. They're actually the sponsor of today's video, and I want to thank them for trying to warn me about this website, but I'm determined to get my free iPad or at least see what's really going on. So I click to continue anyway. And it says, congratulations, you were today's winner. But now the timer is starting at 5 minutes. I thought I had 10 minutes. Where did all that time go? So now I gotta hurry. I fill in my information and I go to claim my iPad Pro, but then I'm hit with another Guardio warning about a special offer scam. Guardio is really watching out for me. What does it know about this iPad offer that I don't? Apparently a lot. Because Guardio's algorithms continuously sift through data looking for anomalies and signs of malicious activity. And this special offer site has all the markings of suspicious sites that Guardio has seen before. Guardio can even alert you about threats that are already on your browser. They'll tell you if you've got malicious extensions installed, or if you're leaking data, or if your searches are getting hijacked. I think that you'll be pretty surprised by what you find by installing Guardio and running a health check, and it only takes 30 seconds. You can get a 7-day free trial to enable real-time protection, plus you can add 4 additional family members at no cost. So go to guard.io/pleasantgreen and check out their affordable premium plan for full protection. Or you might fall victim to one of these traps. And I'm fully aware of the risk, but I'm gonna proceed and see what I need to do to get this iPad. Oh look, it turns out they're gonna throw in a magic keyboard too. My lucky day. But I'm racing the clock because of all the media attention that this offer is getting. Media attention? I thought I was randomly selected for using GroupMe. Why is the media talking about this special offer? Whatever, I'm here with seconds to go, so I need to hurry and order my iPad Pro. I enter my card details, and I'm actually going to try and be safe and use a virtual card number that I can generate at privacy.com. Because this lets you control how much a card can be charged and for how often, and I only need to pay $1. I actually set it for 10 in case they charge tax or something. Then I place my order, but it's trying to upsell me on additional iPad items, and look how tricky they're trying to be with this button. You have to look for the small text in order to decline these add-ons. Same with this NeoBod fitness app they're using. But no, I'm here for the iPad and the iPad only. So the order is confirmed, and they tell me to wait a couple days for additional processing. But I can see on my privacy card that they've charged me $9.96. Well, that's more than $1. I want to know why they overcharged me and when I'm going to get my iPad. So I call the customer service number on the site to see what's going on.
Thank you for calling customer support. This is
Now, I'm distorting the voice here because I don't know how involved this person is, and I don't want to make her famous in case she's not super involved.
so as you can see here to your account, Ben, this $9.96 for this iPad you purchased is only an intended promo for a raffle entry.
Okay, what? I entered a raffle? It said I won a free iPad, not a raffle ticket. It said that I won the iPad, though.
This is only a sweepstake, Ben, where you are intended to have a raffle draw.
So what did I pay $9 for?
That will be your entries for you to have a slot, as well as for the shipping fee and handling if you are the winner of this order.
There was nothing about buying an entry into some raffle. It said I won an iPad and that I needed to pay $1 for shipping. And then is that it? If I lose, then that's it?
If you wanted for another drawing, then you can go ahead and go go back to the website and play for another game.
What's the website?
The website for that one will be dealdeliverygurus.com.
So she gives me a website for deal delivery gurus, which I go to, but it doesn't even work. Well, that website,
Hi.
it's not working.
It's not working? Okay, hold on. Let me just check that one here. Okay, I'm so sorry for that one, Ben. Suddenly, our warehouse or our management will be updating with the website.
And as of the time of this recording, the site is still down. Was there ever a website? I doubt it, but while I'm on the phone with her, I get a notification that I've just been charged $58.89 by the compact store. Excuse me, what are they doing with my card? My card just got charged another $60 from you.
Just right now.
Yep, just while we've been on the phone together. Why did you charge my card $60?
Yes, there will be this will be the $58.89 attempted charge. Since your bank denied this charge and file, and this is from the iPad mistake also, where you have entered for additional entries.
I don't remember signing up for any entries. Where did it say that I was signing up for an entry? It just said pay $1 to get my iPad shipped to me.
In this survey, then there will be a small notation box there. If you wanted to have a survey, and you need to uncheck that box so that you will not bill for the additional payment.
What on earth is she talking about? There was no box about paying $60. Why did you charge me that when I didn't authorize you to
There was no
charge?
charge here. The charge we have on your phone was declined.
My card declining isn't the point. The point is that you tried to charge it when I didn't authorize you to.
How about instead of refunding your account, we can go ahead and ship you out a free smartwatch or free AirPods.
Okay, hold the phone. Is she saying that I get free AirPods for all my trouble? Yeah, I'll take free AirPods for $9.
Then can you please verify me your address?
So I give her my address and she tells me I can expect the AirPods in 3 to 5 days. I'm still in shock from what has happened. So I actually go back to the site to see what I missed or if there was some kind of small fine print that I didn't see. And there is some terms and conditions at the bottom, but the link isn't even working. Then, for fun, I just let the clock run out to see what would happen. Nothing. There's just as many iPads in stock as there were before, which is actually 0. There are no iPads. They're just trying to sign you up for weird subscriptions. Turns out if you go to the site today, they make it a little bit more clear that you are in fact signing up for a chance to win an iPad and not an actual iPad. But that's completely different from the original message on GroupMe that they sent me and the website that they set up. And what about those free AirPods that I was promised? I go to check the mail every day that week and nothing ever comes. I eventually call them up and they tell me that the delivery failed or something like that. Now, I'm gonna go easy on these agents because I learned that they're in a call center based in the Philippines, probably making peanuts doing customer service. The real people behind this are based in the States, but they've sworn everybody in this call center to secrecy. And their website is down, their support email that I've been given doesn't work, and nobody can tell me what the real company is even called so I can find out where it's been registered. But eventually the AirPods show up after I complain enough. And by the looks of it, they've come somewhere from Las Vegas. And I don't know where because it's just a P.O. box on the return label. And the phone number just directs me back to the Philippines. But this package is way too light to be Apple AirPods. So let's just see what they've actually sent. And what we have here is a clear knockoff of the original Apple AirPods. They're calling them Clear Buds, even though I was told I was getting AirPods, and the item on the invoice clearly says AirPods. Now the casing looks identical to Apple AirPods, only it's gray, but it's the exact same size. Let's just do a side-by-side comparison. Look at this. How has Apple not sued these guys out of existence? Now you can't tell by looking, but the material on these Clear Buds is much cheaper. The AirPods are definitely heavier than the Clear Buds and they just feel like a higher quality product. And you would expect that from something that costs $100 more. But what really matters is how they sound. So let's take a listen. Okay, well, I've got sound. Color me surprised. They actually sent me something that works. But now I've got to see how much better the actual AirPods are. There's a big difference. The bass is deeper, it's just better hardware, pumping out better sound. Plus they're heavier, so they just feel better in your ear. But these were $10, and these were $100. And honestly, these don't sound terrible for 10 bucks. I could see someone buying a couple of these if they wanted to take them running or skiing and they were afraid of losing them. So I tried to learn more about these clear buds and who makes them and where you can buy more. And I found an article reviewing these clear buds saying that they're a good alternative to Apple AirPods. But guess who's doing the review? Clear buds. You can't do a review of your own product, but they tell you that you can get them for $9.99 and they give you a link where you can buy them. But when I click to visit the website to get them, I get hit with another Guardio warning. Because we know what's going to happen if you enter your credit card number. They're going to charge you for more crap that you don't know you're signing up for. And that's how they're getting their money, because they think that if they can lure you in with a shiny Apple product, you'll give them your credit card number, and then they can start charging your card for all kinds of weird crap without telling you about it. Which is the exact story hundreds of people are sharing if you look up deal delivery gurus on Google. They're showing up on GroupMe messages and Facebook ads and emails, and they are going to take your credit card number and keep charging you until you catch on. And nobody knows who these guys are or how many websites they've registered or where to even file a complaint. Turns out there's no such thing as a free iPad in this world. But there is such a thing as $10 AirPods if you know how to navigate their messed up system. So I'm going to enjoy these things for as long as they last, which will probably honestly be another 10 minutes or so. If you know who's behind this or where they are or how they sleep at night, then drop it in the comments. I would love to make a follow-up on this, but until then, watch out for free iPads and AirPod offers and anything that sounds too good to be true. And be careful where you put your credit card. I'll see you later. So I've been hearing that scammers are lurking around gig sites like Upwork, and they will post jobs for people looking for work. But they have no intention of paying you or having you do any kind of work. They just want to scam you. And to show you how they do it, I went ahead and I applied for one of these scam jobs, claiming to need data entry. And you'll usually know which ones are scams because they'll say they have spent $0 so far and the payment method is unverified. So after I applied, I think that they liked me because I got a message inviting me to contact the manager, Shannon Ald. But I'm instructed to download the Telegram app and contact him there. I'm told your swift and timely response matters a lot in this beneficial position. We look forward to having you on the team. Okay, well, this is very exciting. So I download Telegram and I add Shannon and I send him a message and I say, "Hi, I'm looking for Shannon." And he responds and he says, "Hello, Ben. How are you doing today?" And I said, "Hi, I'm fine." And I remind him about the position that I'm interested in. So he responds and he says, "That's good to hear. Can we proceed with the interview sessions now?" And I said, "Absolutely." And he said, "Note that this interview and employment process will be chat-to-chat session via texting on this platform. As we proceed further with the briefing and interview, you will get to know more about the opening position. You have a total of 50 minutes for this. A swift response is required." Okay, well, I guess I'm about to spend the next 50 minutes of my life interviewing with this guy. He said, "I am Mr. Shannon Ald, Materials and Quality Manager at Montag Press." Okay, what is Montag Press? I Google it and it looks to be a small independent publisher of fiction books and plays. They even sell their books on Amazon, so it looks pretty legit. Maybe this isn't a scam. Or maybe the scammers are impersonating Montag Press. But he continues and he says, "Before we proceed, I would love to know more about you. That would help where to categorize you and how best to interview you. Please introduce yourself and indicate your full name and location." Okay, so to test the waters, I just make up whatever comes to mind, and I say that my name is Ben, and I have been doing data entry and copywriting for 5 years. I worked full-time at Jim Browning University before the pandemic, and then worked for a social media startup called Pierogi doing Facebook ad copywriting and moderating. Now, if he knows anything about scam baiting, he'll know that I just gave myself away. But it doesn't faze him at all, and he just says it's a pleasure to meet you. Next is the briefing about the project and the company. I advise you to read with care. So he continues and he says with each line just respond with an okay or yes to indicate your readiness for further briefing. So for the next 50 minutes, I hear him out and answer all his questions. He tells me I'll get paid $25 an hour to do data entry and load quotes for customers. He tells me about the skills I'll need. He asks me all kinds of questions about my work experience, and I just make up all kinds of garbage on the spot. He finally tells me that after much deliberation, he's decided to give me a chance to show my commitment, charisma, diligence, and to be a productive employee. Nice, I just got hired, except I'm pretty sure it's a scam. But either way, it's time to start the employee paperwork. So he tells me that an employment letter has been sent to my email, and I head on over to check it out, and I do in fact have an email from careers@montagpress.com. Okay, this is strange. That's the actual website for Montag Press. How are they emailing me using the actual domain if this is a scam? I open the attachment that they've sent me and it informs me that I've been given a provisional offer as a data entry. Okay, you don't call someone a data entry. Data entry is what you do. So to see what happens next, I go ahead and I sign for Bend Over and I send it back. But apparently I was supposed to send it through Telegram and not through email because Shannon gets mad at me for emailing it. And I think I know why he's mad, because I immediately get an email back saying careers@montagpress.com couldn't be found. Well, then how did he send me an email from that address if it doesn't exist? I open up the header on the email and I look at the code and I can see that someone is spoofing the domain and sending it through a made-up email address from Montag. You're probably wondering how he did this, and so did I. But my friend Ronnie taught me that there are these authentication methods called SPF and DMARC that basically prove to an ISP and email services that senders are authorized to send emails from a particular domain. And if a site doesn't have a valid SPF or DMARC record on the domain, it means that anyone can send an email on its behalf. Now, I'm not going to show you how you can do this because it's a dirty trick and scammers are probably watching this video right now. But trust me, you can do it. Ronnie went ahead and did it just to show me that it can be done. So, for heaven's sakes, if you have a business and a website and you don't want people impersonating you, you need to add an SPF or DMARC record. I'll put a link in the description with some instructions on how you can do it. So now I know for certain that this is a scam because they're impersonating a book publisher. But what's the end goal here? Well, here it comes. He wants to send me a check to pay for the office equipment that I need to get started in my new job. So once again, I get an email from him with the check that I'm supposed to print out. Then I'm supposed to deposit it in my bank. Now, this is the classic advanced fee check scam. You deposit the check and the funds are made available to you, but if the check fails to clear, and it will, you'll be on the hook for the money that you just took out. So the scammers are going to try and get that cash from you as fast as they can. So Shannon asks for a screenshot once I deposit the check. And I'm not going to deposit the check, obviously, so it's time to try my hand at Photoshop and see if I can make him think that I did. I just need to find an existing screenshot out there and replace it with my own details. Not bad if I do say so myself. But I go ahead and I send it to him and I realize that I've made a mistake with the cloning tool. Oh crap, if he notices this, I'm screwed. But he says, great. I believe the funds are made available already for your use. Well, that was a close one. Now he believes that the money has been deposited and now he wants me to go buy the equipment. And I say, do I just go to Walmart to buy the things? But of course he doesn't want me to do that. He wants me to pay his vendor. And that's when he gives me the name of the vendor along with their Zelle banking information. Now the vendor's name is supposedly Kim, and I'm not going to tell you her last name because this person is most likely a money mule. The scammers will move money out of the country by getting you to send it to their money mules, who then convert it to Bitcoin or something. Except a lot of the time, these mules might be victims themselves who think they're just doing a job. So I start to look for public records on this Kim person and see if I can find anything out, but I'm not having any luck. And Shannon knows that the clock is ticking to get his money, so he starts calling me and hanging up saying he's trying to get my attention. So I try reaching out to the phone number that he gave me to see if this is really Kim or one of his accomplices. I text her and I say, is this Kim? And they actually respond and say, how may I help you? Then I write back and I say, I'm supposed to pay you for my equipment. And they ask, can you use Venmo or Zelle? Use my Zelle that I sent to you. Okay, wait, the Zelle info that they sent me? They didn't send me any Zelle info. Shannon did. Or is this Shannon? Speaking of Shannon, he starts to write me asking if I've made the payment. And I try to push him off, but then he starts calling me again to try to get my attention. And I just say that I'm talking to Kim. And he says, you are not following my instructions. And I try to buy myself some time and I say, I don't know where to click. And then Shannon asked me to provide a screenshot. So I'm trying to find some info about this Kim person, but I might as well find out who this Shannon person is. So instead of sending him a screenshot, I just create a trackable link using grabify.link with the shortener that reads screenshot. And if he clicks this, I will know his IP address and I can determine his location. But unfortunately, he's not clicking on it. He just responds with stop texting Kim. So I again respond with the link, hoping that he'll click on it. And this time, he does. And I can see that his IP address is coming from Atlanta, Georgia. But there's enough information here to tell me that he's using a VPN and hiding his actual location. Remember how you can do that with a VPN? And he's even changed his time zone to throw me off. Man, this guy is clever, but not clever enough to match his time zone with the server location. So I'm pretty confident that he's not in the United States. But now I'm back to looking for clues on this Kim person, but all I have is a name and an email address, and that's just leading to a dead end. But then the vendor thinks that he's going to prove that he's really Kim by sending me a picture of Kim's driver's license. Okay, so now I know everything about this lady. She's living in a trailer park in Arizona, and as far as I can tell, she's single. And my guess is that she thinks that she's in an online relationship with a guy who occasionally has people send her money, and then she'll send him the money but take a cut. And this is probably the most common type of money mule out there. So I send the Grabify link to this person to see if it's Kim or a scammer, and once again they're using a VPN, putting them in Dallas. Then they respond and tell me to get some Google gift cards, but I need to get this person on the phone so I can figure out who I'm dealing with once and for all. So I call her up, but she responds and says, "Send it here, I'm driving." And I'm like, "You can text while you drive, but not call?" Then she says, "Let me park my car." And a couple of minutes later, I do in fact get a call from her.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail.
Hello.
Hello? Is this Kim?
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello? Okay, I think to myself, who could this be? Could this be the real Kim?
Please, can you send me the cash so that I can get the equipment?
Yeah, that sounds pretty Nigerian to me. Did they go hunt down a girl, or is this a dude with a really high-pitched voice? Kim, is this you?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Kim, you live in Arizona, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Hey, remind me, what's the capital of Arizona? Hey, Kim?
Hello.
Hey, are you there? He's probably Googling it right now.
Hello.
Hi.
It's Phoenix.
What?
Phoenix.
Phoenix? Does he mean Phoenix? This scammer was clever enough to use a VPN, clever enough to spoof another domain's email address, and clever enough to find a woman to impersonate the real Kim, but he gets caught when mispronouncing the name of the place he claims to live.
Phoenix.
So Kim goes quiet, but then Shannon writes me and says that I have his company's money and that I'm gonna go to jail if I don't pay the vendor. Okay, sure, buddy. I just respond with Nigerian prison or US prison. To which he responds with a bunch of Nigerian profanity. And so to my Nigerian friends, I am pretty impressed with how clever you're getting, but I bet that you can use those skills to provide value to someone and make some legitimate money. So while you're on Upwork looking to scam people, why don't you just consider actually applying for some of those jobs where you can use those skills to help other people? I promise you it's a better way to live, and you'll be happier knowing that you're providing someone else with something of value. Hey, I sure hope that this video was valuable to you all and that you learned what to watch out for. These scammers are out there and you all need to be very careful. So subscribe to this channel because there's more to cover, and I will see you all next time.
Eighteen-year-old Alexa.
Genuinely concerning when Kate announced that dinner was.
I don't buy toilet paper. I use newspaper free in town.
I am Matt Rivera. I'm the cheapest wrestler in the world.
Everyone is only allowed to open the fridge doors once a day, and they have 24 seconds to do so. If they don't do it in that time, too bad.
Box of feminine pads are about $1. 6-pack of cola is about $1. When it dries, it has a very good shine, and it looks like brand new glass when I get through.
23 cheapskates, 7 levels. I went through hundreds of hours of reality footage to track down the stingiest people ever aired. We'll start with some bizarre cases, then dive deeper into cheapskates so toxic they drove their families to a breaking point. Level 1, hosting on a budget. Most mothers want their child's 10th birthday to be a beautiful core memory, but Torsky Dobson Arnold decided to do some cost cutting that would shock even the stingiest parents. Now, Torsky manages her household on a fixed monthly budget of $1,200. To keep her expenses low, she flatly refuses to buy new furniture. Even on Christmas, she forces her family to use the exact same decaying artificial Christmas tree year after year. And she also applied this mindset to her utilities. To avoid paying an $80 monthly trash service fee, she burned household waste in a metal barrel in her backyard. The smoke often drifted toward neighboring homes, and when complaints were raised, she simply dismissed them. Torsky's penny-pinching approach to saving money extended directly into her son Donathan's 10th birthday. She set a strict limit of $50 for the entire event. Instead of renting a party venue, she arranged to use a local nursing home. She told the faculty director that the children would provide entertainment for residents in exchange for free use of the space, and the request was approved.
Your residents, my son and his friends included. I know that you guys have entertainment. So I'm trying to have this thing kind of come together at a free or no cost.
We can definitely work something out.
Thank you so much, Sarah.
For the cake, she visited a bakery and asked for damaged or discarded cake pieces.
Any slices that someone has ordered and they may have changed their mind?
I can probably do the slices that have turned upside down.
Let me see a couple of those.
The baker sold her a collection of imperfect portions at a low price. She then had them reassembled and covered in icing to resemble a single birthday cake. When the day of the party arrived, just as planned, the party was held inside the nursing home with residents present alongside the children and guests. By the time the last guest left, Torsky viewed the birthday as a win because she met her financial target without exceeding her budget. Meanwhile, her son spent the entire day feeling embarrassed. The one bulb house. For Stephanie, electricity was a luxury she simply refused to pay for. She made sure her house stayed mostly in the dark. Stephanie Bennett lived with her boyfriend Patrick, who had to deal with her extreme rules every single day.
She doesn't want to spend nothing. It's just ridiculous, but I do it because I love Stephanie, so.
Her obsession with saving money went way beyond skipping coffee or dining out. Instead, she controlled every single cent that left their bank account. Her most famous habit was how she handled the lights. She didn't believe in having a light bulb in every room. Instead, she had one single bulb for the entire house. If she walked from the bathroom to the bedroom, she would unscrew the bulb, carry it with her through the pitch-black hallway, and screw it into the new room. She also made Patrick take what she called Navy showers.
In our house, we have what we call Navy showers.
I'm not allowed to take long showers because Stephanie wants to save water for the water bill.
This meant he had to turn off the water while soaping up and only turn it back on to rinse. To make sure he followed the rules, she actually kept a baby monitor in the bathroom. If she heard the water running for too long, she would yell at him through the monitor until he turned it off.
Turn it off! Right now, Patrick!
Stephanie has a baby monitor.
I can still hear you.
Damn.
Good grief. Hoping to feel like a normal couple for just one night, he asked Stephanie if they could host a football watch party for his closest friends. And although she agreed to it, she planned the whole event around her strict budget. She visited a local butcher and asked for the meat scraps he was planning to throw away. She bought 2 pounds of raw beef fat for about $2.50, which she then mixed with a tiny bit of real meat to assemble a lasagna. To avoid using the energy required to run her oven, she wrapped the lasagna in foil and placed it directly inside the dishwasher. She figured the 170-degree water was hot enough to cook the raw beef fat and clean her dirty plates at the same time. No! 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 When the guests arrived for the game, she made them sit in the dark to save on electricity, and if someone needed to use the bathroom, she just handed them a candle in a tin can. And whenever a commercial came on during the game, she made Patrick turn off the TV so they wouldn't waste power on the ads. When the meal was served, the lasagna was nothing more than watery, unseasoned mush.
Yeah, it's good, right?
To be cooked in a dishwasher? The lasagna tastes like water. W-A-T-E-R, water. Nasty.
But the guests had no choice but to choke it down. While Patrick may have been deeply disappointed, Stephanie didn't care at all. As far as she was concerned, wrecking the party was a small price to pay to keep her savings completely untouched. The perpetual guest. For RJ Andrews, home isn't a place. It's just the house he happens to be watching that week. RJ works as a doorman in Manhattan, spending most of his days moving from one temporary room to another. He spends his days moving through the crowded city streets as he travels to his next assignment, owning nothing more than a brass hotel luggage cart. His rules for living in these homes are very strict. In fact, he refuses to sleep in the owner's bed because he does not want to wash the sheets or leave any mess behind. He sleeps on the couch in a sleeping bag so he can leave the home exactly as he found it.
The rules of being a no-let, very, very simple. If you move it, you put it back. If you mess it up, you clean it up. Just have some respect.
RJ also tries to avoid spending any money at all. He accepts old clothes and spare change from the people living in the building where he works, and even going as far as looking for public events that offer free food so he does not have to buy his own meals. Searching for these free meals became a regular part of his routine. One evening, he walked into a smokers support group meeting. He sat down in the circle with people who were honestly trying to change their lives. And as they shared their deepest struggles and their pain, RJ just nodded along, pretending to be just like them. All the while, he was eyeing the table filled with cookies and bananas. He sat there and ate their food and packed his bags to move to the next house. Crappy move, RJ. You really colored my opinion of you right there. Although he lives without roots, without any real privacy, and without a single place to call his own, RJ still walks away feeling weirdly satisfied with his life. Road trip prep. Professional wrestling is a very expensive business. However, in 2013, an aspiring wrestler wanted to prove he could make it to the big leagues by spending almost nothing. Matt Rivera called himself the cheapest wrestler in the world, and his budget cuts were so jaw-dropping that he lived on just $300 a month. Instead of buying commercial protein powder, he blended discarded banana peels and raw eggshells into a sludge.
It's the best and cheapest protein shake ever. I am Matt Rivera. I'm the cheapest wrestler in the world.
When it came to the mandatory wrestling look, he refused to pay a professional. Instead, he had his mother use clear packing tape to painfully rip the hair off his legs. And then he used bungee cords to tie a basement pillar as a makeshift gym. But his cheapest routine happened when he landed a massive dream audition in Kentucky for TNA Wrestling. This was one of the biggest promotions in the world. Instead of flying, Matt and his mom drove through the night to dodge tolls. They also filled up a spare canister with cheap gas to avoid paying higher rates down the road. Once he arrived at the arena, the budget hacks went completely off the rails. To avoid a $60 spray tan, Matt steeped cheap tea bags in a spray bottle and then had his mom rub it into his skin with a brown paper towel to get a Greek god glow. To top it off, rather than buying new wrestling boots, he wrapped his broken, falling apart gear in clear packing tape. Unfortunately, after watching him take a few painful bumps, the judges completely shut him down. In the end, Matt walked away with nothing. His obsession with cutting corners officially cost him his dream. Level 2, Living Vault. Would you subject your family to daily torment just to save $7,500 a year? Justin Woodhouse would. To keep his monthly utility bills as close to zero as humanly possible, Justin ripped the bathroom shower heads off the walls and duct taped the sink faucets shut. His mother and brother were forced to use old plastic bottles labeled soapy water and rinsey water to wash their hands. To make matters worse, Justin refused to pay the city for that water. He actually drove to a nearby public park and filled the empty bottles from the restroom sink.
Every other day I come fill up the water bottles at the nearby park, fill up the water we use for the house. I mean, we pay city taxes, so why not get water from the city park? You know, I mean, what more sense does it make?
And when his mother insisted on taking a real bath, Justin stuck a piece of red tape inside the tub, banning her from filling the water past 15 gallons. He ran the entire household under a strict currency system called Justin's Store. He kept all the basic necessities locked away in a private vault. Every month, he hands his family members 45 poker chips, and they have to pay him in chips just to access everyday items. If his brother wanted to brush his teeth, Justin charged him a tip, a tiny squeeze of toothpaste, and a single Q-tip. While his family finds the poker chip economy incredibly stressful, it reportedly saves them roughly $7,500 a year. But what Justin does outside the house to save a buck is even more shameless. Every morning, he uses his brother's guest pass to raid a local gym. He doesn't touch a single weight. Instead, he strips down in the locker room shower to wash his dirty clothes by hand, hanging them on a makeshift clothesline in his basement later to avoid using the electric dryer. Before leaving the gym, he stands at the dispenser and pumps a massive stockpile of hand sanitizer directly into an empty water bottle to take home. To Justin, a flawless budget was about total control. And if his family had to live like prisoners in their own home, then he was more than willing to let them pay. Closet squatter. Todd Moriarty found a highly unconventional way to save money on cleaning supplies. However, this alternative method would leave the rest of his house looking like a crime scene. Instead of scrubbing his toilet seat down with normal chemicals, Todd literally covers his entire toilet seat in layers of plastic saran wrap. He also wrapped his floors, walls, banisters, and furniture in clear plastic wrap to keep them in mint condition for maximum resale value. When real estate agents came to appraise the property, he forced them to put on disposable medical booties before they could even step onto his floors. To save on paying a basic water or electric bill, Todd also refused to use a washing machine. Instead, he tossed his dirty laundry into his backyard hot tub to wash it by hand.
There's no need for me to use the washing machine because it just costs too much money. I can just reuse the water right here. There's a lot of wear and tear on your clothes in the washing machine. I'm able to wash my clothes in here. My clothes last for years.
Then, while his clothes are soaking in that same dirty laundry water, he drops a sealed container of soup into the hot tub to heat up his dinner. Todd's obsession extends directly to his car, where the dashboard, seats, and steering wheel are completely layered in plastic tape. He even strung a clothesline across the back seat using the greenhouse heat of the car interior as a free clothes dryer. But the most disturbing detail of Todd's lifestyle is where he actually lays his head at night. Because he refuses to spend money heating or cooling his large house, the master bedroom is completely empty. Instead, Todd sleeps on a tiny, cramped mattress stuffed inside his bedroom closet, huddled next to a small space heater. While Todd claimed these tactics allowed him to pocket a staggering 95% of his $90,000 annual engineer salary, they completely destroyed his personal life. His ex-wife Stephanie revealed that his suffocating cheapness was the direct cause of their divorce.
I think over the years, I kind of latch onto an idea, and then I get another idea, and then it becomes more extreme and more extreme.
I tried and I gave it a good a good go, but it was hard. It was hard living with him.
At the end of his segment, it's obvious that Todd is a man willing to do anything to preserve his finances, even losing the ones he once claimed to love. Level 3, Budget Coach. If you walked into the Candell family's living room, you wouldn't find a couch, a television stand, or a single piece of normal furniture. Instead, the family is forced to sit on cheap metal folding chairs while their small TV sits directly on the bare floor. Terrence, a high school basketball coach and self-proclaimed budget guru, is worth over $100,000. But he hides his massive savings on an Excel spreadsheet so his wife and kids won't ask to spend a single dime.
I have 16 accounts. But the minute my family finds out where they are, they're going to be asking for money. And I tell them, okay, we only have such and such amount of money, and that's here under home account. When they leave, I go here. There are 10 accounts that no one knows about.
When his daughter's school desk broke, he refused to buy a new one and instead sawed the broken half completely off, leaving her with half a desk. One of the strangest moments came when Terrence announced he was finally splurging to treat the entire family to a rare annual dinner outing. His wife was thrilled, genuinely hoping her husband was finally taking her to a fine dining restaurant. Instead, Terrence pulled up to a casual, low-cost Chinese buffet. But The venue choice wasn't even the most humiliating part. Once they got to the buffet line, Terrence realized the restaurant charged a flat rate per person. To dodge the bill, he only ordered 3 plates for a table of 6 people.
He grabbed 3 plates, thinking he was going to pay for 3 people. But there were 6 of us.
You only paid for 3
That's
plates?
delicious. I know I got your favorites.
You only paid for 3 plates?
If I have more than this number of plates, then I have to pay for more people.
He sat down and demanded that his entire extended family group share the plates. He also publicly announced that if anyone wanted their own food, they had to pay for it themselves. Mortified and completely sick of the public spectacle, the family pushed to end the meal as fast as humanly possible. When the waiter finally brought over the modest $92 check, Terrence pulled out a bag filled with loose coins he had scavenged throughout the years. As his family shielded their faces in total embarrassment, Terrence stood at the counter for minutes on end, painstakingly counting out pennies to the completely shocked cashier. In the end, he walked away with a few extra dollars in his pocket, but he completely ruined what should have been a cherished family memory. Grocery counterfeiter. Imagine your dad taking you to a local car wash and then forcing you to dig through the disgusting bins of a commercial vacuum cleaner. This is the everyday reality for Raul Pinto's children, who are forced to participate in their father's extreme quest to live a cheap life. But his craziest money-saving tactics take place back in his garage, where he runs a counterfeiting ring for household groceries. To avoid paying for bottled water, Raul fills old plastic containers with regular tap water, but then he applies clear nail polish to the caps. When the polish dries, it creates a fake seal that makes an authentic cracking sound when twisted. And this successfully fools his family into thinking they're opening a brand new bottle. He also uses that exact same trick on alcohol, using a funnel to pour dirt cheap beer into empty premium brand bottles. He then proceeds to serve them to completely unsuspecting house guests. Inside Raul's kitchen, he installed a digital countdown timer on the refrigerator door set to exactly 24 seconds. Family member keeps the door open long enough to trigger the alarm, they're forced to pay a fine.
Everyone is only allowed to open the fridge doors once a day, and they have 24 seconds to do so. And if they don't do it in that time, too bad.
Anytime we exceed that, he charges us. We're penalized with whatever it may be, dime, nickel, whatever he determines the cost was.
He even refuses to buy basic staples like butter, instead handing his daughter a jar of milk and forcing her to shake it by hand for hours until it churns.
I have to shake this for 10 to 15 minutes to make butter, and I've been doing this for as long as I can remember. The butter that I make, it's pretty good.
Even when he takes the family out to a diner, he refuses to buy drinks. Instead, he demands water with extra lemons and mixes them with free sugar packets at the table to make a bootleg lemonade. He then orders just 2 sandwiches for a family of 6, demanding extra plates and free vegetables so they can scrape the fillings apart to share. Things went from cheap to downright shameless when Raul decided to throw a neighborhood barbecue without buying a single piece of fresh meat or charcoal. To feed his guests, he stretched out a tiny amount of cheap ground beef by mixing it with crushed saltine crackers. While his guests happily ate the padded-out burgers, they had absolutely no idea that their premium beers were fake and their dinner was cooked over yard waste. By the time the last neighbor left, he had masterfully pulled off a neighborhood feast using little more than a plastic funnel, a bottle of nail polish, and a pile of twigs. He saved a handful of loose change, completely unbothered by the fact that he had to force his family to sweat for every single penny just to make it happen. Open house. Lisa found a twisted way to stage her properties for free, and it only required stripping her family of every piece of furniture they owned. Lisa's secret trick is that she refuses to buy or rent furniture to decorate the houses she's trying to sell. Instead, whenever she has a new client, she loads her own furniture into a truck and moves them into the client's house for
So imagine being stuck in your house for 5 years straight with nothing to do but watch old movies, play board games, and try not to kill each other. Sounds kind of familiar, right? Oh god. But what if instead of an outbreak, a never-ending storm sealed everyone inside their homes? And as months went by, you realized that this wasn't an accident. And there's an entire army of 9-foot-tall squid freaks hunting down anyone who goes outside. Well, don't worry, because I'm here to break down the mistakes made, what you should do, and how to beat the rain creatures in the last house. Oh, and by the way, throw us a like on this video and check out our YouTube and Patreon memberships for all kinds of uncensored how to beat action. Now, on to the episode. Our story begins one ordinary morning in the life of this guy, Jason. He's out fishing when he notices this extremely sketchy-looking storm on the horizon, so he heads back to his crib in the Seattle suburbs, where the fam is still asleep and surprises everyone with some fresh-caught donuts. Aw, what a thoughtful guy. Reminds me of myself, but hopefully they like them because those are the last donuts that they're ever gonna get. It's Sunday, so everyone's got the day off, and they're about to head out Christmas tree shopping when something incredibly strange happens. Because when little Ruthie goes to open the the front door, for some reason it won't budge. And even when Dad gets involved, he still can't figure it out. Confused, he goes and tries the back door, then the garage door, and even the windows, until finally he gets so fed up he just charges the door and kicks it as hard as he can, but still no luck. So getting desperate, he grabs a fire poker and starts going absolutely hammer on the windows, but no matter how many times he hits them, the glass still won't break. And he's honestly starting to scare the kids when they see one of the neighbors jogging down the street. There's nothing they can do to get her attention, but when she gets to her house, her family is stuck too, so the girl runs off to go get some help, but for now it looks like they're trapped with no way out. Okay, looks like the weatherman was wrong once again. Like, bro will tell you that it's 65 degrees and sunny out, and then you look outside and it's the f***ing apocalypse. But anyway, it's time for a quick family meeting. Because honestly, smashing a couple windows is just the start of what I'm about to be doing here. I can't have everybody bugging out this early in the game. And for me, the first thing I'd want to know is who's doing this and why. Well, for something this insane, there's really only two possible culprits, right? It's either got to be aliens or the government. But the problem is, they don't really have a lot of options for figuring it out right now. So it looks like they're just gonna have to go with what they can see from inside. But the fact that their cell phones and Wi-Fi are already down definitely makes it seem like the problem could be a lot bigger than just the hood. And also, they haven't seen a single cop car or even heard a siren since this all started, and that's bad news, because if whatever's doing this already wiped out all the emergency services, that means it won't be long before they come for us next. Now, to be optimistic, there's still a chance this might just wear off in a couple hours, but if this is all part of some bigger plan, then I'd be worried about what happens when it gets to phase 2. And since there's nowhere to run, the only thing we can really do right now is use the neighbors as meat shields and see what happens to them first. So before anything else happens, I'd go around the house and close all the curtains, shut off their phones, computers, and anything else that sends out a signal, and even shut off the power. That way we're not showing any signs of life, and then we just post up on the second floor to get a good view of the whole neighborhood and wait to see what happens next. Now, if we're lucky, it might turn out to be a big false alarm, but if it's what I'm afraid of and there's actually a plan behind all this, then at least we can see what happens to some of those other families first. And that way, we're not the first ones on the block to get killed. Well, a whole day passes with no sign of help, and even though they're acting like it's all good in front of the kids, Jason and his wife Ann are feeling pretty worried. And that's when he says that he's got to show her something, and reaching into the closet, he pulls out a secret toolie he bought a few weeks back. Now, she's high-key pissed at him for bringing a blicky into the house without telling her, but as mad as she is, it might be useful if things get any worse. So she asks him to show her how to use it before he puts it back. Later that night, the rain is still not stopping, and Jason's just standing there messing with his keys when he notices this weird shadow out of the corner of his eye, but it disappears before he can get a good look. And while he's distracted, he accidentally hits the button to open up his trunk. So, frustrated, he decides to go back to looking for a way out. First, he grabs a drill and starts putting holes in the front door, but every time he does, this weird, gooey substance immediately fills in the gap. It's the same story with the walls and even the floors. And it makes him realize the rain must have put some kind of self-healing barrier around the house. On the bright side, though, air's still coming through the vents, so at least they won't suffocate. And Anne's like, let's just go back to bed and hope it all works out. Only Jason's worried they've got bigger problems, thinking whatever did this might not even be human. But she doesn't want to hear it and warns him not to let his theories scare the kids. The next morning, they both wake up and rush downstairs to check the door, but nope, still locked. And that's when they find the kids chilling at the kitchen table. Now, instead of being worried about how they're gonna survive, they're both just kicking back waiting for mom and dad to figure it out, which makes them realize they should probably start doing that. Jason breaks out some old records and DVDs to pass the time. And who doesn't love a good DVD? But for Anne, she's all business, making sure they're actually prepared in case this goes on for too long. Luckily, they still have water, power, and plenty of food, but they don't know how long any of that's gonna last. So they start filling up any containers they have with fresh water and organizing their food supply to make it last as long as they can. Well, the next thing they know, 2 weeks have already gone by with no sign of anything changing. But one day, while Ruthie's looking out the window, she notices this one particular raindrop moving in the wrong direction, and it starts following her colored pencil around the glass like a fish chasing someone's finger. It's pretty weird, but that's when Dad comes down with his record player and distracts her. Except while they're boogieing down, she notices the raindrop change into what looks like the shape of a heart. And down the street, this tall, alien-looking creature suddenly disappears behind the neighbor's bushes. All right. Obviously, they need to start taking this a lot more seriously. And maybe if her parents weren't treating this like a damn Hallmark movie, Ruth would have had some common sense to actually say something about the giant alien monster in their neighbor's yard. But as for Jason, there's two things he should have noticed already that would have had me pretty worried. First, when he was messing around with his car keys, he was actually able to open his trunk. So that tells us these creatures are specifically targeting people's houses. And second, they completely sealed them in, but left the vents open for air to get inside, which might seem like a good thing, right? But I wouldn't be so sure, because based on the fact that it's been 2 weeks and they haven't seen any signs of life, that means these things probably eat people. And that can only leave one reason for why they'd be doing this: they're storing their food. Yeah, that's gotta be it. Like, if my theory is right, that basically means this house is a giant lunchbox, and they need to get out of there before these things come over looking for a snack. And I already have a few ideas for what we should try here. See, if the barrier around the house is made of some kind of liquid, then there's a few different ways that they could try and get it off. Like, first, I'd grab a hairdryer, space heater, or even a welding torch, hold it up to one of the windows, and start heating up the glass from inside the house. Then, once the outside gets hot, it might dry up or even pull back if it feels any pain. And that could give us a chance to actually break the window for real. Now, if that doesn't work, we could always go the opposite direction and tape a bunch of ice packs or frozen food to the window and try freezing it off instead. And last but not least, there's always good old electricity. Except that's gonna be a little tricky since glass isn't a good conductor. But earlier, Jason was actually able to get his fire poker through the glass before the goo sealed it up. So I would drill 2 metal rods through opposite sides of the window and then send an electrical current across to try and zap the goo off that way. Or just try it on a metal surface like the doorknob or even that garage door and see if that works instead. But whatever they're gonna do, they better start figuring it out soon before the squids turn this place into a seafood buffet. Okay, you guys, here's something I didn't think I would ever say. I'm glad summer vacation is over. Low-key, between all the movies coming out this summer and my kids being home for summer break, my routine has taken a hit, like logs falling off the back of a truck hitting my car, Final Destination style. But thankfully, I managed to keep meals on track with my buddies over at Factor. Factor makes chef-crafted, dietitian-designed, ready-to-eat meals, so I didn't have to choose between real food and convenience this entire summer. Let me break it down for you. Factor meals do not mess around. That's how good it is. And I wish you guys could have it too, because holy FNS. So guys, let's eat real. Head to factormeals.com/beat50off and use code BEAT50OFF to get 50% off and 1 free breakfast item per box for 1 year while supplies last until October 31st, 2026. That's code BEAT50OFF at factormeals.com. BEAT50OFF at factormeals.com, guys. See the website for more details. I hope you guys can check it out. And with that, back to the show. Eventually, an entire month goes by until one night the kids are chilling up in the attic and Ruth looks out the window and goes, "She's back." Now, at first, her brother Graham thinks that she's full of baloney, but then he takes a look for himself and sees it as well. Some kind of Slender Man looking thing posted up in the neighbor's yard. It disappears before he can get a good look at it, and not wanting to believe it, he tries playing it off like it was just her imagination. But now Ruth is convinced that there must be something else out there. So that night at dinner, she brings it up to her parents, except just like her brother, they think that she's making it all up. And honestly, things are starting to get a little tense now that they've been stuck for so long. The next morning, it's Christmas, and the parents did the best that they could to make it feel like the real thing, even if all the presents are just random junk they had lying around. But as Ruth goes to look out the window, she sees this old lady across the street randomly drop dead in her living room, and they all rush to the other side of the house so they don't have to watch. Then, as if that wasn't depressing enough, Jason gives their dog Cassidy his heart medicine, only to realize that's the last of it, meaning the pup's not gonna make it if things don't go back to normal pretty soon. Well, that night, Ruth's up late when she notices something outside the back door, and all of a sudden, that lady Susan, who went to get help, comes running over with a big-ass knife, begging to get inside. Horrified, the kid takes off as her parents come running to see what's up, while outside, the lady circles around and starts banging on the living room window. They couldn't let her in, even if they wanted to, but as Anne gets closer, she starts going, "They're all dead," and "Don't let them see you," until suddenly something in the water grabs the lady and rips her away from the house. And in the distance, they see one of those weird shadowy creatures dragging her out of sight, and just then, there's this huge flash of light that makes everyone cover their eyes. And when they look back again, the lady and all the creatures are completely completely gone. So realizing things just got a little bit more complicated, Jason pulls all the curtains shut and says that it's time for a family meeting. And I mean, it looks like Ruth was telling the truth all along, but whatever these things are, they definitely don't seem friendly. So they all decide to spend the night in that same room together, agreeing that from now on, they should keep the curtains closed when it's raining and try to stay out of sight. Oh, so now everybody believes in aliens, huh? Sure. I see how it is. But they already would have been prepared for this if they didn't make every horror movie parent's #1 mistake. They didn't listen to Ruth just because she's a little kid. Now, Ruth may be little, but she's not 2. And by her age, pretty much every kid understands the difference between real and make-believe. So the minute she started talking about aliens in the fog, I'd shut the hell up and listen to her. And not try to gaslight her into thinking that it's just her imagination. And if they actually paid attention to what she had said, they could have picked up on one very interesting detail. You see, Ruth is convinced that one of these creatures is actually nice, and she even thinks it's been trying to communicate with her. So if that's true, then that's definitely something worth looking into, but we have to make sure that the others don't kill us first. And for now, that just means staying hidden. Now, closing the curtains when it rains is a good place to start, but if it was me, I'd split the house up into 4 sections and make sure everyone knew which rooms that they were responsible for. That way we can get it done as fast as possible. But the thing is, we don't actually know which senses these creatures use to hunt, so besides just closing the windows, I'd tell the fam to stay as quiet as possible whenever it's raining outside and even shut off the power, like I mentioned before, so we're not giving off any electrical signals. But when it comes to Ruth's new friend, that's the one creature we're not gonna hide from. And instead, whenever she senses that it's around, I'd be trying to see if they can actually figure out a way to communicate. Now, the main problem with that is, I'm pretty sure these things don't speak English, which means that they're gonna be starting from scratch. But it's still possible for them to talk if they come up with a way to use symbols. Like, let's say that Ruth points to herself and then draws a heart on the glass, and then the creature draws a heart back. Well, over time, maybe we can eventually establish that heart means Ruth. And if we can make that connection, then all we have to do is start adding more and more symbols from there until eventually we're able to get entire points across. And then maybe, just maybe, we can try and convince Ruth's friend to let us out. But for now, at least it's a place to start. The next day, it's still raining hard, and Jason's just standing there with the curtains wide open like he completely forgot about that entire discussion from earlier. By now, the neighbors' lives are all completely falling apart, and things outside are looking pretty rough. So when the kids come to see what he's looking at, he sends them off to go do some PE as a way to keep them distracted. But that's when Ruth makes another game-changing discovery. You see, before all this happened, the house was already about to fall apart. So while Ruth's swinging around on those silk ribbons you see acrobats use, she ends up putting a bunch of pressure on the chimney until finally this big-ass hunk of metal crashes down into the fireplace, and it looks like it's the chimney cap. And when Jason shines his light up there, it seems like the top is actually open. The only problem is, they're all too big to climb up. I mean, everyone except for Ruthie. So the girl volunteers to go up there and have a look. It's a pretty sketchy idea, but at this point, they're willing to try it. So after getting her a helmet and some knee pads, they hook her silks around the piece of metal and start lifting her up towards the top. And even though the gap is too small, she's actually able to stick her arm outside for the first time in months. So that seems like good news, right? Only before they can even really talk about it, they hear Cassidy crying in pain from the other room. And rushing to check on him, the parents realize his heart is finally given out. Well, not wanting him to suffer, they realize there's only one thing left to do. But they don't want to traumatize the kids either, so Mom takes them to the couch and puts Annie on full blast like, "Tomorrow, tomorrow," as Dad goes to the closet and gets the toolie. And they all cover up their ears as he rolls up on poor old Cassidy and blasts him right on the garage floor. But now they've got another problem, because they can't just let him sit there and rot, and trying to think of something, Anne throws out the idea of cremating him in the fireplace. But that's when Jason goes, "Nah, we can't waste the meat," and knowing that he's right, but disgusted by what he's become, she tells him to leave her out of it and storms off. So my boy chops old Yeller up into a bunch of Cassidy cold cuts and sticks him in the fridge the next day for turkey bacon. But that still leaves him with a plastic bag full of dog guts, and he's about to burn them up in the fireplace when he sees a frickin' wolf posted up in the backyard. So feeling bad for it or something, he sends the guts out through the chimney so it can have a little snack. Only another storm rolls in, scaring the wolf off. And when he looks at the window, he sees the rain copying the shape of his hand, reminding him that there's still a lot about this that he doesn't understand. One day, the sun pokes through just long enough for Ruth to put one of her plants up on the windowsill, but it starts pouring again a few minutes later, and they all start scrambling to close the curtains. The only one who's not in a hurry is Ruth, who's honestly getting tired of being stuck in the house for so long, but that's when she realizes that she forgot her plant, and in the split second where she has the curtains open, this horrifying creature sees her and lunges straight at the window. Terrified, they all stay perfectly quiet as it scratches the glass with its claws and starts feeling around with its tentacles until finally it loses interest and leaves. And relieved, they all hug it out like, damn, close call. Yeah, you think? I mean, if you thought what happened to Cassidy was traumatizing, imagine how it feels watching your whole family get turned into a Delgado sandwich with a side of dog. Not great, probably, but anyway, with all the crazy stuff that's been happening, I feel like they just completely brushed over the most important discovery they've made in months. Ruth just had her hand outside the house. And if we're not looking into that, then what the hell are we doing? Now, what's interesting is it's already rained a couple of times between when they first found the opening and now, and yet it's still open. So maybe the rain acts more like a type of glue that only seals things shut if they're already closed. And that's good news because it means we shouldn't have to worry about it closing up on us anytime soon. Anyway, the main problem is it's only big enough for Ruth to fit up. Otherwise, they could have just climbed out already. But my guy Jason here just so happens to be an engineer, and if you look around their garage, it seems like he's got plenty of tools to start taking this chimney apart. So if I was him, that's exactly what I would be doing. And I would just start at the bottom and work my way up until it was big enough to just get through, or a whole section of the wall collapsed and maybe we could just walk right out. Now, obviously getting outside is only half the battle because then we've still got squids to worry about, but don't worry because I've got a plan for that too. See, we don't know how much of the world has been affected by this yet, but based on how nobody's come to save them by now, I think it's pretty safe to say the rest of humanity is probably just as screwed. That means we're gonna have to be smart about where we decide to go. But like we keep seeing over and over again, these creatures only come out when it rains. And guess what? Seattle's one of the rainiest cities in the entire country where it rains almost half the days out of the year. So that would make it the perfect place for these squids to live, right? Now, if we flip that and go somewhere it never rains, then they won't be able to follow us. Another thing that's gonna help is that since it's only been a couple of months, there's a chance their car still runs as long as they can get to it. So once they've got the chimney big enough to fit out, I'd gather up some weapons and as much supplies as they can carry, wait for a nice sunny day, then climb out, hop in the whip, and start heading to Vegas, baby. But seriously though, Vegas is kind of the perfect spot because since it's in the middle of the desert, it only gets around 26 days of rain out of the entire year, and with it being a major city, there's a pretty good chance they could still have some kind of functioning society, which makes it a lot better than just heading out into the middle of nowhere. So if they're ever able to get out of the house, that's where I'd be going next. By now, a whole 3 months has gone by, and they're starting to run low on food. They've been spacing it out, trying to make it last as long as possible, but one night, Ruth finally gets tired of going hungry and starts asking for more. And her mom jumps in front of her as she starts going for the fridge, acting like she's got something to hide. But Jason's like, nah, let her see. And it turns out there's nothing left besides a couple of dinky-looking carrots. So now the kids know that they've got nothing left to eat, and as Ruth storms off, Anne suddenly takes a spill from her lack of energy, making them realize it's even worse than they thought. Worried, Jason takes her to the couch and promises he's gonna figure this out, but by now she's ready to just give up. And she starts bugging out thinking that they're done for until just then Graham comes walking in with his 2 pet fish all chopped up. And as they gather around for a big group hug, Jason realizes the wolf came back and left a big trail of dog guts all over the yard. And that gives him an idea for how they can get some more food. Rushing to the garage, he starts gathering up a bunch of random stuff until he puts together this demonic little contraption meant for catching critters, and chopping off a hunk of dog meat as bait, he sends it up through the chimney and starts waiting for something to come along. Sure enough, a cute little fox comes scampering across the yard, and it walks over to Jason's death trap only to grab the meat and skedaddle without setting it off. But hey, even Jigsaw needed some time to brainstorm, right? So it's back to the lab to cook up something that they can set off by hand, and this time they actually spring the trap right on its poor little neck. But thankfully, the silks break and it gets away. So Jason heads back to the garage like, damn, how can I even make this more deadly? Which is when Anne comes along like, here honey, have some vegetables so you can think of a better death trap. And as he's munching down on a carrot, that's when it hits him. They just need to start small. So this time he makes a little cage type thing and puts some greens in there, and when a nice little squirrel comes along to check it out, bam, he traps them inside and reels them in. And they all celebrate like hell yeah, as the dead squirrel flops down to the bottom of the chimney. And it looks like meat's back on the menu as they cook up Mr. Squirrel and tear him apart with their bare hands. And inspired by their fresh kill, Anne suddenly finds the will to live again. And and starts ripping up the floor in the kitchen to make a little indoor garden. So over the next couple weeks, they start becoming more and more self-sufficient, building even more evil contraptions, making their own fertilizer, don't ask how, and basically just making the best of it, until one night the power finally goes out, and in the blink of an eye, it's already been 5 years, with still no sign of anyone coming to let them out. All right, hold up. You're telling me that they've been stuck in that joint for 5 years and they still haven't left the damn house? Brother, you're an engineer. A freaking sea sponge could have figured this out by now. If you actually put some effort into an escape plan instead of just massacring the local critters like the sitcom version of Jeffrey Dahmer, I feel like they could have been out of here a long time ago. Now, with all this time on their hands, they obviously should have tried opening up the chimney by now, or even getting the goo off with one of those ideas I mentioned before. But if bro just wants to sit around playing Fishing Simulator Apocalypse Edition all day, then he might as well use his talents against their true enemy. And there's an idea that they haven't tried yet that's so crazy it just might work. They just need to bring out their inner Jeremy Wade and try to catch one of the squids. Now, I know what you're thinking. If the gap's too small for Ruth, then how the hell's a 9-foot-tall octopus man supposed to fit inside? Well, based on their octopus-like bodies, we can guess these things must be some kind of cephalopods, putting them in the same category as octopus, squids, and cuttlefish. And the thing about cephalopods is they don't have a skeleton, which is why octopuses can fit through such tiny openings compared to their size. So basically, if its head is big enough to fit through, then the rest of its body can as well. And that means pulling one down the chimney should be a piece of cake. So first, I would use Jason's engineering skills to put together a trap that was strong enough to pull one of them in, and set the family up with a bunch of homemade spears, then wait for a rainy day and send out a lure to get its attention. And once it takes the bait, bam, we hook it and drag it down the chimney into the house. But then, what do we do once we catch it? Well, the most important thing is to make sure it doesn't try and go back up the chimney. But octopuses have an extremely sensitive skin, so I would just spray a bunch of household chemicals all over the inside, and that should stop it from wanting to go up. And based on how these creatures like to stay out of sight, that tells me that they're ambush predators and not looking for an open fight. So if we jump on it 4-on-1, it might get scared, run for the door, and open the barrier so it can get out, and then boom, we jam something in the door so it can't close, and now we're free to leave whenever we want. Of course, then we've still got to figure out how to survive once we get outside, but it's a lot better than just sitting around waiting for